Hi there, Sam from Beyond here. I'm talking Romeo and Juliet. In this particular video, I'm wanting to talk through how we read the play and how we understand the play, not as written text on a page, but as a living, breathing performance, which sometimes can be hard to do when we get bogged down with the words on the page and with the difficult language that nowadays Shakespeare's text offers to us. When studying texts for GCSE, it can be hard to remember that they were written for people's entertainment. It's easy to become obsessed with remembering quotes, understanding themes, and spotting language techniques. But this should never get in the way of us connecting with the text. Romeo and Juliet is a play. It was written to be heard and to be seen. When you study it, never forget that the lines you're reading should be spoken aloud. One of the best pieces of advice I can give you is that if you get the opportunity to go and see the Shakespeare play that you're studying in real life, then that will give you an enormous helping hand in understanding the way it is presented. Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy, which means it deals with serious themes and ideas, and it has an unhappy ending for its tragic hero and heroine. But despite this, it has characters such as the nurse who provide comic relief. In fact, we feel the tragedy more when it's juxtaposed with these light-hearted moments, when it's put next to a comedy moment. The play is mostly written in Iambic pentameter, which was common for plays in the Shakespearean era. This is simply lines containing 10 alternating stressed and unstressed beats. Listen to this line. But soft what light through yonder window breaks. That's 10 syllables. And the emphasis is always put on the second in each pair. But soft what light through yonder window breaks. Iambic means foot or unit, and pentameter means measures of 5. And that's why there are 5 units of one stressed and one unstressed syllable per line. In Romeo and Juliet, the lines do not usually rhyme, and this is called blank verse. Iambic pentameter was considered to be a literary way of writing. When you read Shakespeare's lines aloud, you can understand why. The rhythm of the iambic pentameter is soothing and echoes the rhythm of a heartbeat. It's very close to how we speak naturally. Occasionally, Shakespeare leaves this rhythm and writes in prose, what we'd consider ordinary lines of speech. When he does this, it's often to show that characters of a lower social class are talking. It's important not to get too hung up on Shakespeare's verse or allow it to cloud our understanding or enjoyment of the play. But it's also important to understand this line structure so we can spot when Shakespeare plays with it for effect. If a character breaks the iambic pentameter, or if lines start rhyming, there's usually a reason for it. There's a famous example of this in the exchange between Romeo and Juliet in Act 1, Scene 5 of the play, which is often known as their shared sonnet. And let me read it to you, and I won't tell you who's speaking, but I'll rush through it. If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips 2 blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. You can hear the rhythm, you can hear the rhymes. That was Romeo. Then Juliet says, Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands, that pilgrim hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss. Okay, so we've still got the rhythm, we've still got the rhyming, but then they have an exchange in which they rhyme into each other. So Romeo says, "Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?" Juliet says, "Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer." Then Romeo says, "Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair." So his despair rhymes with Juliet's prayer, and that special link shows the union between these two characters. And they do it again in the final two lines, where Juliet says, "Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake." Romeo says, "Then move not while my prayer's effect I take." They kiss. Now, they start rhyming here, and they, as I say, they make rhymes with each other's lines. And if we look closely, we can see they're actually creating a sonnet, a classic form of love poetry using iambic pentameter. Shakespeare has therefore hidden a love poem in the text to show how deep Romeo and Juliet's love is. And this is why understanding the structure and rhythm of his lines is so important. Don't forget that the information in this video is also available in written form in our Romeo and Juliet revision guide, and you can find that on the Twinkle website. You can also find a whole load more revision videos on our YouTube channel. Please check those out if this one is useful to you. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.